Welcome to Kat's Kitchen and welcome to episode 10 of my Dutch Bros Like Kat series. In this series, I'm recreating all of the Dutch Bros drinks so you can save your money, create some fun, delicious combos at home. Today for episode 10, we're making an Annihilator. Dutch Bros Annihilator. Super easy drink, honestly. It's really just a chocolate macadamia nut breve. So the ingredients you will need: Torani chocolate macadamia nut syrup. This one's delicious, very chocolatey, nice nutty aroma. The flavor description on this bottle says the syrup perfectly captures the buttery macadamia nut and rich dark chocolate flavors of the classic Hawaiian treat. I just not realized they're replicating the Hawaiian candies. What is it called? Oh my gosh, Hawaiian Aloha. It's almost like an Almond Joy, but like not minty, right? Oh my gosh. I had no idea. I need to look up the name of that candy now. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Yeah, that one smells and tastes delish. So you need the syrup. Next up, you need espresso. You can't buy espresso from the store. It's a type of coffee that you have to make yourself. Good news is there's different methods and you don't need a super fancy, expensive espresso machine. If you have one, super great. If you want to buy one, also great. But if you don't have, the desire to buy one, totally okay. You don't need an espresso machine to make good espresso at home. I'm gonna show you how to make espresso shots for your espresso-based drinks using only instant espresso powder. No fancy machine needed. This whole jar is like 12 to 14 bucks or something like that on Amazon. This is one of the more pricey options that you can get for instant espresso. However, there are others. For example, I've seen this at a good amount of grocery stores, for sure Target, for sure Fry's. You can find them on Amazon. Cafe Bustelo is another brand that has instant espresso, and they have these little packets. Usually it's like a pack of 6 for $2 or something like that. Or you can get the jar of granules. I obviously use this a lot. It's almost empty. This is another option I've seen at Target. Lots of grocery stores carry this one in the jar. Do not get the brick of ground coffee, okay? There's like a vacuum sealed square brick looking thing that says Cafe Bustelo on it. That's not what you want, okay? You want one of these, either the packets like this that come in a box, little itty bitty packets that say Cafe Bustelo, and they'll say Espresso Cafe Instantáneo or Espresso Instant Coffee. That's what you want. Same with this one. Espresso Instantáneo, flip it around, Espresso Instant Coffee. This is the one you want. So there's options. I'm using this Nescafe Gold one. That Cafe Bustelo is a bit darker roast tasting. It's gonna give you a really bold, really dark, robust type of flavor, which is good. If you don't like super dark roast, I like a light to medium. Nescafe Gold Instant Espresso. It's a light roast coffee, and it's delicious and delightful. So we're gonna use this today. And in order to make the espresso shots, we need water as well. So the instant espresso and water. Whatever method you're using, you're gonna need some kind of coffee beans or grounds and water. So you can use a mocha pot, an AeroPress, espresso machine, or you could even use a Nespresso machine with espresso pods. So there's different options for making espresso at home, but you do need one of the 5 various methods that I just mentioned. Next is half and half. This is a breve drink, meaning we're doing espresso and half instead of milk. Milk in espresso is a latte, half and half in espresso is a breve. This product is a recent find of mine and I love it. I was skeptical because it is an almond coconut milk blend, but it is so good, so good. Worth every penny. I find this at Sprouts. I believe you can also get it from Whole Foods. Worth every penny. It's so good. This is a dairy-free half and half, if I didn't make that clear. But 100% use whatever half and half you like. This is the only one I buy now because it's my favorite. And we need ice because I'm making an iced drink. If you want a hot version of this, just don't add ice, okay? And then we'll talk about how to make a hot version as well if you're interested in that. But let's start the recipe, beginning with making the espresso. That's what you're gonna do no matter what espresso making method you're using. If you have your espresso machine, pull your espresso shots. If you have a Nespresso, add an espresso pod, brew that espresso, and then we'll move on with the recipe. I'm doing instant espresso. I have about 2.5 ounces of water in this cup, And I do about half a tablespoon or so of the instant powder. You can absolutely add more powder. You could absolutely add less. Again, you can use the Cafe Bustelo instant espresso if you so choose. I do want to note that on the jar, they don't have the same ratios as me. They say to do 1 to 2 teaspoons with 50 milliliters of water. So I'm doing, it's close-ish, but I don't know how many milliliters 2 ounces is. Alexa, how many ounces are in 50 milliliters of liquid? Thanks, Alexa. Okay, Alexa says 1.6 ounces. I'm doing about 2.5 ounces, so I'm doing a little bit more water than they recommend and a little bit more instant espresso than they recommend. The whole idea of using the instant espresso with water is to create or to mimic the espresso shots that are gonna come out of your espresso machine or your Nespresso. There's like a little thin layer of foam on top, kind of like a crema, which I love with this instant espresso. And I do use warm water. I don't use hot scalding water, but it is warm. And then I just mix the powder until it is fully dissolved in the cup. So these are my espresso shots. Pull your espresso, brew your espresso, whatever way you like to brew your espresso. And then once we have that, we can continue on with the rest of the recipe. I also want to note that I'm using a smaller cup than Dutch Bros does because for me, especially with a breve, I don't like adding too much of the half and half because then it's just way too creamy for me. Like way too much. Like I can't order this drink and enjoy it. I'm gonna be honest with you, it's too creamy, too milky. I like more coffee in it. So if I wanted to order an Annihilator from Dutch Bros, I would ask for like 2 more shots of espresso than they put in it, or just less half and half. When I make it at home, I like to make them based on my preference and how I think they should be making them at coffee shops. Just know that at Dutch Bros, their ratios are like little bit of coffee, lot of bit of heavy cream, or half and half, sorry. Just know at Dutch Bros, it's like a little bit of coffee, a lot of I said heavy cream again. Dang it. At Dutch Bros, they do a little bit of coffee, a lot of half and half. I'm gonna do decent amount of coffee, normal amount of half and half, okay? That's why I'm using a smaller cup. If you like the creaminess of the Dutch Bros Annihilator, cool, okay? I don't want you to feel judged by any means. That's just how you prefer your coffee, and that's okay. Use a bigger cup and use more half and half, okay? That's the only difference in this recipe versus what I'm gonna show you. Grabbing the Torani chocolate macadamia nut syrup. I do about a half a tablespoon for this size cup, or really for a double shot drink. Double shot is about 2.5 ounces of liquid. This is what you're gonna get coming out of your espresso machine. Adding in the espresso along with the syrup. Delicioso. And then I do half and half next. This is warm liquid. Coming out of the espresso machine, it's gonna be warm. Coming out of your Nespresso, it's gonna be hot. Same with the mocha pot or AeroPress. Your water is going to be hot because you're going to be using hot water to brew the coffee. So what I like to do is I like to add the dairy next before adding ice. I do ice last. And this is so I can cool down the mixture before adding ice versus adding ice into this warm/hot espresso mixture. And then I'm melting the ice and diluting the drink. I don't want that. So we're cooling down the mixture first with dairy, in this case, half and half. Or if you wanted to use milk for a latte, you can use milk. Then ice last. Always, always, always for an iced drink. Only time you should be doing not that order is if you're like purposely wanting the espresso over the top, kind of like a Starbucks caramel macchiato where the espresso is on top to show you that like layering effect. So if you like that, cool, pour the espresso on top. But really, 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 I do think you should be doing syrup, espresso, whatever dairy you want, and then ice last for iced drinks to prevent any dilution. Is that a word? Dilution. I don't know. Half and half going in. For a double shot of espresso, I like to do 4 to 6 ounces of half and half. Not too much. Dutch Bros does like 12. 12 is insane, but whatever. Whatever. And then ice. Ice last. Ice last. This is Pebble Ice. I buy it from Sonic. I buy a big old bag for like $3 and I love it. It's perfect. But you can use whatever ice you have, whatever ice you want. You could also buy a bag from Chick-fil-A. And ta-da! Dutch Bros Copycat Annihilator. Stunning. I love breves. I don't know if I mentioned that. Oh, also, you want to mix. Mix once you put the ice in until the cup is cold to the touch. Okay, this is going to ensure that the whole drink, can you hear me over the hustle bustle? This is going to ensure that the whole drink is cold and you don't slurp up any warm liquid at the bottom. You can even hold the cup on the bottom and then mix until the bottom is cold to the touch. Perfect. I feel like this is especially helpful when you use Nespresso because it comes out like scorching hot. Dutch Bros Copycat Annihilator. Let's give it a taste test. It's been a hot minute since I had this drink. Oh my Lanta. Delish. Wow. I haven't had this syrup in so long. It is delightful. Fabulous. I want to point out the color. It's not too milky, right? You've had a Dutch Bros drink, I'm sure, and it's just like almost white colored. I like when my coffee still looks like there's some coffee in it. Yeah, delightful. And this is delicious. And I use instant espresso. So if you're thinking, I need to buy a fancy schmancy espresso machine, you do not. I have lots and lots and lots of people on my Instagram page that have told me that they've been using instant espresso for however long, a year, 6 months, months, whatever. And they love their at-home coffee. They love it. This is good. Like, this is actually good. I'm going to drink this whole thing. You do not need to pay a crap ton of money for an expensive espresso machine, okay? You can use instant espresso, make fabulous drinks at home, save your money, make it in minutes, like under 5 minutes, you can make this whole recipe. It's longer for me because I'm blabbing and explaining the whole process, but instant espresso, water, syrup, half and half ice, done. So simple, save your money. I guarantee you will enjoy this at-home recipe. It tastes identical to the Dutch Bros one, even using instant espresso. For a hot version, only difference between iced drinks and hot drinks is one, obviously there's no ice. And then the main difference is instead of just pouring in the half and half into the cup, you need to steam it first, okay? If you're doing a hot latte, same thing, you steam the milk. Ingredients for a hot breve, espresso, whatever syrup flavor you're using, and steamed half and half. So to steam half and half or milk, you can use a steam wand. Can you see this? On an espresso machine, if you have one. This baby, can you see it? This baby right here is a steam wand. You pour your half and half into a jug, like a little milk jug. Turn this on, steam your milk. You're just creating bubbles, heat, texture, and then you just add it to your espresso and syrup. Boom, that's it. If you don't have an espresso machine, totally cool. Add the half and half to a microwave safe cup. Put it in the microwave for 1 minute. Don't do longer than a minute, 60 seconds. Okay, put it in the microwave for a minute and then get a handheld milk frother and just froth it up with the milk frother for about 1 minute to 2 minutes until it's tripled in size or tripled in volume and is real thick and bubbly. And then just add that into your cup. So you need to steam it. Steaming just means you're heating it up and adding texture, adding bubbles, which creates a lot more volume, a lot of like fluffy, silky texture. So if you want to do a hot one, you need steamed half and half instead of cold and no ice. I will link a video that shows steaming half and half using the espresso machine as well as no espresso machine. So that'll be in the description below if you need, if you're more of a visual person. The recipe will also be in the description. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video showed you how easy it is to make a Dutch Bros Annihilator at home, regardless of if you have a fancy espresso machine or not. Drop any comments below, or if you have a Dutch Bros drink recipe you want to see me recreate at home, drop that in the comments as well, and I will see you in the next video. Mwah! God bless!